Computer. All right, can everybody hear us? Steph, can you hear us okay? Mary? Okay, good. Hi, everybody. For you, those of you that don't know me, but you all should at this point. My name is Ashley, and I am a Regional Vice President with Arbonne. I'm going to get started with our training tonight, and then we're going to roll into Amy's portion of the training. So my portion of the training is a little bit about fear, but more importantly, it's about asking for help and asking questions. So the first thing is, he who asks a question remains a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask a question remains a fool forever. And that's a Chinese proverb. One of the hardest things for me when I started my business was having Amy as my sister-in-law. I really felt like if I was asking questions, I was, annoying her, or I was asking something that I should have already known, but I wasn't really paying attention to, or, I just felt like I was being a bother, so I didn't really want to ask questions. But in reality, if you aren't asking questions, you're not doing yourself a favor, but you're also not doing anybody else a favor. So one of the biggest things that I love about our group pages, whether it be the Hope Givers page, or if you're on Shane's page, or whoever your upline's individual page is, if somebody asks a question, chances are somebody else is looking for that answer too. So I really encourage everybody to reach out to your uplines, reach out to your sidelines, even reach down to your downlines if that need be, to try to get the answers to those questions, because I can guarantee you somebody else is looking for those. If any of you remember when you first did the 28 days, we said, get on that Facebook page, somebody's going to ask a question, don't be afraid to ask it because somebody else is looking for it. It's the same with your business. Think back to grade school. If somebody didn't ask a question, maybe you were looking for that answer, but you were too shy to ask for it as well. Somebody is looking for it. So I'm going to go through the 5 reasons that people are usually afraid to ask questions. So 1, you don't know anything. Someone can always provide another perception. So like I said with the 28 days, if you may not know something, maybe Amy doesn't know it either. Same with your business. If you don't know how maybe to start a business builder, or how to ask somebody to host for you, you can reach out to somebody and somebody else is going to help you, and maybe that's actually helping them as well. The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. Guys, I'm telling you right now with this business, you need to ask questions. If you don't ask, you're never going to get the answers, and you're not going to become successful in your business. Ask away. I swear you're not bothering any of us, whether it's Amy or I or Shane or Megan or Becca or Jen or whoever your connection is. Ask away, because somebody is going to be looking for that answer as well. 2, you aren't I'm repeating myself here. You aren't the only one with questions. Teammates, sidelines, uplines. The opportunity to help others is also going to help you make connections. So maybe you're asking a question in the Hope Givers page about a product. Somebody else might be looking for that. That might bring you to a connection with somebody else of, there was one the other day, somebody asked about gastric sleeve, and I tagged Erica in it, because that's a great connection for Erica to make with somebody on a situation that she's been in as well. 3rd thing, questions facilitate discussions. They're opportunity for growth, and it's an opportunity for new ideas. We get this a lot as VPs, that Amy will reach out to the rest of us and ask for our suggestions on something, and it just creates a great conversation of, oh, well, I like this idea, and Amy may like this idea, and if you put the 2 together, you might come up with a really solid idea for everybody. So really use those questions to help facilitate a bigger conversation. So it may start as something that you may think is small and meaningless, but it's going to lead you to a bigger discussion. 4, educated people respect your desire to learn. I'm going to say this again. Educated people respect your desire to learn. Amy didn't know it all when she joined the business. She relied on Shane, and she relied on Susan and on Joyce and on sidelines. I didn't know anything. I relied on everybody as well. But think of it outside of that box. When you were in school, you learned from other people around you, right? You asked your professors questions. For me, I manage a cardiology office. Guys, I didn't open up an anatomy book and learn cardiology by reading. I learned by asking questions. When the situation approached, I asked the question, I got an answer, I learned from it, and you retain that information, guys. So write it down, keep track of what you're asking, look at it, and use that to share with other people, because you're truly going to be respected more for asking it than pretending that you know the answer. Number 5, the internet is not always right. So truly, guys, reach out to your sidelines. Christine's giving me a thumbs up. Reach out to your sidelines. Reach out to your uplines. Guys, you can Google a lot of things on Arbonne that are really not true. So don't do it. And try to discourage your clients from doing that. If they have questions, reach out and give them the feedback. If you don't know the answer, tell them you're going to get it to them. Reach out to us. Reach out to the source. The source is resourceful. It has a lot of information for you. Ask questions to help eliminate people's natural desire to look up false information. So people pull up network marketing all the time. They're going to say, it's not a good company, it's not a good business, their products are this, their products are that. Don't go with the naysayers. Look up the information on your own and just correct people. Provide them with the right information. If they don't want to go with you, that's fine, but you at least know that you've provided them with the proper information. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We all have speed bumps, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's at school. I guarantee you, all of you that are out there as mothers didn't wake up one day and go, oh, I know how to be the perfect parent, right? Who did you ask questions to? Other people with babies, your doctors, your parents, whatever it may be. People don't expect you to just wake up and have this knowledge, so you have to find it somewhere. Arbonne is no different. We have all learned by asking questions. We've all learned by trial and error. Chances are we tried something wrong and you guys figured it out as well. And why are you guys afraid to ask questions, right? So the biggest reason most of us are afraid to ask a question is because we're fearful, right? You're afraid to embarrass yourself. You're afraid to, have something wrong. You're afraid to bother somebody. You're afraid to upset somebody. It all leads back to fear. And that's what's going to roll right into what Amy's talking about tonight, which is our fears.
Yes. So fear, guys. I want you guys for a second. If you don't have pen or paper, all of us usually have our phone or you're on your computer right now. So pull up a paper because I'm going to give you kind of some things to write down that I hope that will help you look and be almost a guideline. So right now I want you guys to write down who was the first person to introduce you to Arbonne. Just take a quick second. Who was that first person that introduced you to Arbonne? So maybe me, maybe, Ashley, whoever it was. And the second thing, what was your first thought when they introduced it? Were you like, yes, I want to jump into Arbonne and do it right now? Because that wasn't mine. And that is what everybody that you're talking to about the business, I'm sure has the same thought that you did. So I want you to write down, what was that first thought? Were they crazy or one of those things? What went through your head? I'm going to give you, I ask questions sometimes and then I don't give you time. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write down that first thought. Okay. Is that 30 seconds? I'm not good. I was like, okay, go.
Your time.
Yeah, my kids are like, come on. So we have that first thought. And I can tell you, I honestly thought I didn't think I would be doing anything like this. And most people that are looking at you that you're going to introduce Arbonne to are feeling those same things. There's barely anybody in my business today after 5 years that had come to me right away. So I want to tell you the one thing that I was always fearful of something, fearful of what people were going to think of me, fearful of what if I was going to do something to somebody, fearful of them saying no. All these fears started coming in my head. And I know a bunch of you are in the Road to Region group, and we're reading this book, Get Over Your Damn Self. If you're not part of that group, get this book. And there's a chapter at the end, so I don't know if any of you have gotten here yet, but it's right at the end about F-U-C-K. I'm not going to say it since I'm a mom. I can't say it. Fear, right? So that's what I want you guys to think about. To fear. We really need to get that in our head. Look, can you guys hear us? It says our connection is unstable. So we are all, I want to congratulate, there's how many of us? 32 of us on this call right now. This was probably not easy for you guys to be on this call. It wasn't, we were just in the other room. We quickly went over here to do the training. That's not easy, but you guys can do all the calls you want. You can listen to all the trainings in the world. You can have the best upline in the world. You can have the top MVP, Donna Johnson, as your upline. But guess what? If you have fear and you let fear hold you back, it doesn't matter who's your upline, what tools you have, what and technology, what books you read, what calls you listen to, if you let fear control yourself. And that's what this whole chapter was about. And I remember in the beginning of my business, I held myself back because of all those fears I had, guys. And the bad news is that we all have fears. And I'm going to use my son Aiden as an example. And if you guys aren't a mom, then think of yourself growing up. So Aiden, we enrolled him in basketball. And he never had played basketball before, and the age was from 5 to 9. And that may not seem like a big gap, but 5-year-olds to 9-year-olds is a huge gap of, everything, age, everything. So he walks out there. He's the only 5-year-old. All the other 10 players were 9-year-olds. So he is like half their size. He's never dribbled a ball in his life. And I'm thinking as mom, I'm going through all these fears for him. Like, oh my God, like, what am I doing to him, this poor little kid? But guess what? Aiden taught me a lesson that day. Aiden did not care. He was smiling. He was out there. They're playing teams. He's not dribbling. He's running the ball through people. He thought he was doing the best thing in the world. And I looked at him saying, I wish I could be you right now. Why? As we get older, all these fears start to come in our head, right? And that's because society, guys, as we get older, we get on teams and then we start to compare ourselves to one another, right? Or we start to fail a little bit, or we start to have competition, and all these fears start to coat us, and we become these fearful people. What if we could be our kids? What if we could stay that young person? What we could actually do? And that is the one reason I find that so many people stop their business is because of fear. And that was me in the beginning, and I'm so thankful that Shane continued to drip on me and invite me to things and encourage me to grow and to listen to things. So I got over that fear a little bit, guys. So what is fear doing for you? What is fear holding you back from? So it's no wonder so many people I see in this business that have so much potential do not reach that potential because they have this fear. So I want you to take a minute, because this woman in this book has a network marketing company, and you can see this list. This is one of 3 pages. She had 30 people write down their fears. So I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to write down your fears today. What are you fearful of with Arbonne? And Ashley has a clock, so I'm going to give you a minute. Write down all the things that you're scared of doing this business. Is it, what are people thinking of you? Do I not know enough? Am I going to bother somebody? What? Just take a few things, and anything that comes to your head, start to write that down. Okay? Go. It is? Okay.
A different book.
Tell me when a minute's up so I don't rush people.
15.
Okay, 15 seconds. Okay, so I want you guys to look at that list for a second. And I probably personally have had one-on-one time to look at each one of your lists, could probably argue every single fear, how it's a silly fear, and I could help you, and I'm going to want to help you get through every one of those fears. But the bad news is that fear is a feeling, guys, and an emotion, and I could do that for each one of you, but that's still not going to push you through. We have to realize that we're going to have these fears, and is your why and is your passion and your dream strong enough to push you through? Because those fears are down. Let's put them there, and they're out. And you're going to find somebody in Arbonne that has had every single same fear that you fear, and they have done it anyway. They have pushed it past, and they have become successful. So I'm going to read a little passage from this book that she said that Elizabeth Gilbert wrote in the book Big Magic. Fear will always show up when we strive for great things and take risks, because fear hates uncertain outcomes. Okay? So this is an uncertain outcome. Starting your own business. Are you going to be successful? Are you going to fail, right? That's uncertainty. So anytime we have something that's uncertain, we get fearful, right? So she says, it's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. We all are supposed to have fear, right? So courage is required to build our business, guys. Fear is going to show up, and we have to push through that. Brave people act in spite of fear. Right? We just need to be brave. We need to hold each other up. We need to help one another. The greatest news about fear is that it's not our job to argue with it, to fix it, to try to escape it. It's our job to continue to act. Guys, I was fearful to join this business. I was so scared. I was fearful of leaving my teaching career. I was fearful of having kids, guys. If anybody's a mom out there, is that scary to not know, like pushing something through you? Like, hello, like all these things in life are so fearful, but we do them anyway. Why? And then it comes to Arbonne, and we let that fear hold us back, and we keep saying, oh, I'm scared to talk to that person. Guys, it's words. It doesn't hurt us. It's not painful. It's posting something and putting words out there. So There's another quote in here I want to share with you from Stephen Pressfield. The more scared we are of a work of calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. So every single time in my Arbonne journey that I was scared of something, I can tell you that something great was on the other side of that fear. But every time, if I just let that fear take over, I would have never known that. There was times in my journey where I was like, oh, it's just so easy to stay at home and not go to a presentation, or it was so easy not to just say something to that one person. But the things that I feared the most, I grew the most from my business. So I want to encourage you today, write down 5 things that you're fearful. Maybe it's 5 people that you're fearful of reaching out to, and go do it, because those are going to be the best 5 people that you can reach out to. And they may not join your business, guys, but you're going to grow from it. And every fear I've had and every struggle, I've grown, because that's what's going to continue to get you to grow out of your comfort zone. And she wrote in here, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. What scares me more than anything is not living the life I was meant to live. And yes, Jen said, feel that fear and do it anyway. So most of you, if you don't have your why, guys, why did you get into this business? If you truly do not have that why, it will not push you. So write down that why. Put it somewhere. If you want to hold yourself accountable, write it down and do a selfie of it and post it in the feed to this recording so that we all can see each other and hold each other accountable if that's what you need. Send it to your upline. We can hold you accountable. But I'm going to tell you guys that I was so fearful of starting this business, but I'm going to tell you, because I felt fear and I did it anyway, all of the things, and I could go on probably all night of how Arbonne has changed my life, but I want to tell you, I just wrote down a few things that came to my mind, how different my life is today, because I didn't let fear stop me. And every MVP has the same fears as all of you did, but we just didn't let it stop us. We didn't let those no's stop us. So because of Arbonne, I have time freedom, guys. Money is amazing, but time, guys, if you really know what time freedom can do for yourself, to get up. Today was Monday, and I know I always say this, were you like, ugh, I need to go to work? I know she was. I got to go up and go do my workout, bring the kids to Cowabunga. I got to come share. This was amazing. If you guys didn't watch the Gen Y, these girls spoke better than I've ever spoken in my life in their teens and 20s. Like, they did amazing. I got to do that. I get to do that every single day. I don't get to go to work and have somebody else tell me what I need to do for 8 to 10 hours a day. I got to see Aiden's first steps. How many mommies out there miss their kids' first steps? I got to see that because Shane was brave enough to give me a sample. I got to see, actually, if Jill's on this call, she actually saw Ryder roll over first. I missed it because we were working out and it was my turn to run. But I got to see his first time rolling over. How many moms miss that? Because somebody else at daycare is watching their kid every day get to see your kids roll over, and they're only going to have a one first time, right? I got to be there for my sister's birth of her first child. What if I had to be at work and I couldn't leave and go do that and just say, hey, I can bring my computer and my phone and do work while I'm there and be down to Connecticut and be with her that week after. I've got to travel, guys. If you love to travel, I've gotten to go to Hawaii, the Bahamas, Las Vegas, California, North Carolina, Green Bay, St. Thomas, St. Martin because of Arbonne. I would have never been able to do that. We got to purchase things, guys, such as a boat. We got a pool now we're putting in addition because of Arbonne. I get to give back, guys. We're only as good if we can make ourselves okay. We can help others. And every month I can give back to charities more than I made as a teacher, give back to charities. And what that's making a difference, guys. And I get to meet amazing people. The people that I meet every day, I have the best friends. Today I'm loving that Aiden's best friends are people that I got to meet through Arbonne, and now they're my kids' best friends as well. And I get to have more dreams, guys. I would never have dreamt. As a teacher, I would have stopped dreaming because I would have been making my 40-something thousand a year knowing that I could live paycheck to paycheck and never do more with my life. Put my kids in daycare. I get to continue to dream. I don't stop my dreams. And I get to make more now in 2 months than I made in a whole year as a teacher, guys. And I know money's not everything, but look at how that can help us get out of that stress of life. This is just the start, guys. This is the few things that when I just wrote down for a minute, I took a minute and just started writing down what Arbonne has done for me for facing my fear. I encourage you to start a list. Start a list of your fears and then start a list of everything, even if it's the littlest thing. Me being able to speak in front of people, being a better mom, being a healthier mom. I could keep going and going and going. Every time something you have grown, write it on that list. Then when you're having a hard day, look at that list and say, this is worth it. This is worth reaching out to that person. So was I scared? Yes. But I want you to know that I take a deep breath and I trust my gut, guys. And my gut showed me that Arbonne was the way. And I was scared, but trust your gut that you're here for a reason. Remember, Arbonne finds certain people. We do not find people. Arbonne found you for a certain reason. And are you living full out? We just asked the people in the room. I want you to live your best life and know that you can get over fear. You're going to have them. Just get over them. And tonight, write 3 things that you're going to do by the side of your bed tomorrow to move your business. We have a full week and 8 days, 9 days, I don't even know, left in our business, guys. And so whole full week from today, guys. We know the amazing things. Do not wait till next month. Do not wait. Start. If you want to get people together tomorrow, get people together tomorrow. If you want to do a one-on-one, do a one-on-one. Don't let time keep holding you back and don't next month it. Let summer be that amazing time that you said, I'm glad I stepped into my fear and I moved my business forward and I didn't let it hold me back. And encourage your team to do the same thing. Be that leader for them. If you are fearful, let them know that you're fearful. I always tell Ashley, most of the things that she came to me, I had those same things and I was vulnerable and had to tell her that. Be vulnerable for your team. Let them know that they're not alone, because I remember when I felt alone, I thought that I was the only one feeling this way, and it was so amazing to talk with we found out they weren't Gen Y, right? I think we're Gen Y.
We call them the under 25ers.
Yeah, under 25ers, because I tried to fit in it, but I'm way over that now. But how much they have grown, and they all have the same exact fears. So we got them an accountability group. Get together with somebody. Help each other out. It might not be your upline because they may not be at the same level as you, but find somebody with Arbonne and be accountable and hold each other accountable, because you're the only one that can push yourself. We can give you the trainings. We can give you the resources. I can post all I want, the videos, what Arbonne's done for me, but I cannot make those decisions and those choices. Only you can do that. But know that all of us go through those same things. And I think this is the most exciting things. We got to hear some exciting things on the VP call from holiday products that you guys are going to hear about next month. So this is the time that Arbonne's picking it up. So do not wait. Get going with your business right now and start doing the do. So do we have any housekeeping things? I know we're a little...
Brunch Sunday.
Okay. So those of you that earned the brunch, and I kind of know that some of you may have not earned it, but hopefully our pool will be open. So if anybody is free on Sunday and wants to come over for the brunch, come, even if you didn't earn it, and come do some Arbonne, have a pool party, have some fun. I think it's 10 o'clock, we said,
10 o'clock.
At my house. If you guys are not close, I'm sorry, go have a pool party with... I'm sorry. I wish I could fly everybody in. And then next month, guys, if you have not signed up for the training in Boston, do yourself a favor. It's going to be amazing. Sign up for that training. If you are area manager by next month, sign up for Green Bay. And what am I missing?
Anything? Training next Monday?
And yes, Megan has a guest speaker training for us next Monday night. So that will be the second to last day of the month. And I'm going to have a little get together at my house. That is the last day. That is the last day. So we'll get pumping you up for the last day, and we're going to have people at my house getting everybody going for their goals. So let's all strive to hit our district, get into qual for district. Even if you just started the business, you have a full week. Let's do it. And if anybody has questions, we'll be on here for a few minutes. We ended early tonight. Yeah, hey. So you can go watch, what do you guys watch? The Bachelor. I watch The Bachelor. I know. I have that. Yeah, I'm a loser. But hey, that's my one guilty Monday night thing. I think anybody have any questions? Anybody on here? Yes, Lauren. Yeah. So guys, post some pictures if you have and if you haven't done a dream board, it's good. Kara loves The Bachelor. Somebody's with me. So if you have a dream board, get that dream board up there. You're welcome, Kim. Good. Jen, I saw your new car. Woohoo! Yay. Yay. Love The Bachelor. Oh, good. I am not the only one that loves The Bachelor. Yes. Okay, so no Arbonne questions. Just know what I love. At least you took away that I like The Bachelor. Okay, good. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. This will be recorded. We'll post it for any teammates that couldn't be on live. Encourage your team to watch it and hold yourself accountable, guys. We have so much month. I held her accountable last month, and her mom maybe had, and said in the last day of the month, she had to hit her 25, and how far were you off?
Oh, I think I did 1,400
in one day. One day.
A day and a half.
Day and a half, 1,400. Because I said, you're doing it Lorna said you're doing it. So you can do anything, guys, in a day in this business if you set your mind.
Now. Start now.
Don't wait till the last day. You're welcome, Mary. Guys, have a good night. Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
Get this book if you haven't. Start reading it.
It'll automatically save when I end the meeting, right?
Yeah. It will